Welcome to Miami and Marlins Park, where the roof is closed. It's game 2 of a 2-game series between the Red Sox and the Miami Marlins. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, joined today by Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Last night, a difficult loss for the Red Sox in extra innings. However, there were some bright spots in last night's game, and that includes some of their young guns.
Yeah, you talk about two dynamic players, Mookie Betts and Bradley Jr. Bradley Jr. recently just getting off. Last night, he started off with a triple. Once again, 2 games in a row with a triple in the gap, and then you see what Mookie Betts coming up, following up with a base hit. He's hitting the ball just like he left off after the concussion, and you see what they did last night. For Mookie Betts, he's been doing it all year, but Jackie Bradley Jr. is starting to get heated up, and that's such a good thing because we know what he can do defensively. If he can swing the bat, that changes all the dynamics of this outfield going forward into the end of the season and into next year.
Well, the Red Sox trying to finish on a good note. This is the last game of this road trip as well. And today, for the Red Sox, it'll be Eduardo Rodriguez, who is 6-4, getting ready for his 14th Major League start, against Adam Conley, who's 1-0, his second start of the year, 6th appearance. We're back with more right after this. Audi, experience the new Audi A3 today. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com. Digital Federal Credit Union, see what DCU can save you. Nissan gets a Nissan's ride of your life for exciting performance and bonus cash. Shop ChooseNissan.com. The Kia Sorento. The Scion TC. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. We welcome you back to Miami and Marlins Park for Game 2 of the 2-game series between the Red Sox and the Marlins. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Well, a difficult loss last night for the Red Sox in extra frames as they went down in 10. And last night they were without their manager, John Farrell, and also without Koji Uehara, their closer. With the very latest on that, we'll send it to field level at Garrett Austin.
Thanks, Don. Manager John Farrell was back in the dugout today, and he assured us all that he's feeling better than he was yesterday and that he is ready to go. And then the conversation turned to the bullpen. Farrell said they're looking at all relievers as potential candidates to be the closer, and that it's still a work in progress.
We're in a situation where we're trying to gather as much information about guys that are out there. Obviously, we've made changes of late with who's included in that bullpen. If there's more changes that are needed to be made, we'll take every step along those lines to do just that. But to say that the bullpen on opening day next year resembles the one today, I don't know that anyone is capable and ready to say that. I would anticipate that there would be changes. I don't know that we need to announce or anoint who a closer is. We're picking from all right-handers. So it's not like and that's not to say Tommy Lane or Robbie Ross couldn't find himself in a closing spot. That could happen. But What we need to do is just, regardless of the inning, we need to go out and record outs.
Well, the Red Sox are trying to grab a win. Miami Beach. We're back with the first pitch from Marlins Park right after this. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Now welcome you back to beautiful Miami, where the Red Sox wrap up this 2-game series and wrap up the road trip. Roof is closed here. Very hot and humid outside, so generally closed here for the most part in Miami, and that is the case again here today. John Farrell back here with the Red Sox today is, of course, having the hernia surgery on Monday in Detroit. And John Farrell in the Red Sox dugout. Of course, last night after batting practice, he headed back to the hotel. And today felt a little bit better. Eck, you and I came over with him today, and seems to be doing a little bit better, but certainly kind of a bigger surgery than you would expect, perhaps.
A little bit doesn't sound very good, because he was barely creeping, wasn't he? I mean,
we took a long time to walk in.
To me, you know, it seems to me he should have went back to Boston the way that he looked. But sort of happened, right? There's no way that he would have planned it differently. It just sort of must have come up. I knew he had some problems with it, but because he is a hurting puppy.
He's going to give it a go today. We'll see how long he can sit on the bench. We'll keep an eye on him during the day. Of course, last night Torey Lovullo was the acting manager for the Red Sox, and that would be the case again if he is unable to be here for the entire game.
And wasn't the easiest games to manage last night for Torey Lovullo. I mean, a lot of pitching changes, you know, extra inning game. You're in the National League ballpark.
I would imagine also that Torey will be making the pitching changes. I don't see John going to the mound today.
I don't see him going to the mound at all.
Yeah, last night, of course, the crushing defeat for the Red Sox in 10 innings as it worked out. They had a 4-0 advantage at one point in this game, but a base hit here off Craig Breslow. And in comes Dee Gordon. He had tripled to begin that inning. And the Marlins, who had ended up leaving 14 men on base, they had chances all night, ended up winning it in 10 innings. Now today, the Marlins take the field, led by Ichiro racing out to right field. As the Marlins take the field, let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by our Eastern Hyundai dealers. Leading it off and in center field is Mookie Betts, with Brock Holt at second base batting second. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop bats third, with Big Papi David Ortiz back at first base defensively again today. Rusney Castillo is in right, with Pablo Sandoval at third base. Blake Swihart does the catching, batting seventh, with Jackie Bradley Jr. back in left field. And the pitcher, Eduardo Rodriguez, got a hit for himself. The Marlins starting pitcher, presented by New England Nissan dealers, Adam Conley, 6th appearance, 2nd start with a 1-0 mark, a 4.05 ERA, 6 strikeouts to 4 walks, and opponent sitting at 208 against the rookie Conley, who's on the hill today for the Marlins. The Marlins defensively brought to you by DraftKings. 3rd to 1st, Martin Prado, Adini Echeverria, D. Gordon, and Justin Moore. Left to right in the outfield, Derek Dietrich, Cole Gillespie, and Ichiro Suzuki. JT Realmuto doing the catching today for Adam Conley. Today's umpires brought to you by Buick. Experience a new Buick lineup during this year's Sign and Drive. See your local Buick dealer today. Jerry Mills, the crew chief, has the plate. Andy Fletcher at first base with Jordan Baker at second base and Paul Emmel, the umpire, at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game. We had a good-sized crowd here last night. Looks like it'll be a little small here today for the matinee. Late-day baseball. And Red Sox ready to go here against the Marlins as Adam Conley toes the rubber. And Mookie Betts standing in on the right side. First pitch of the ball game is in there for strike one, and we're underway. Like you highlighted to both Mookie Betts and Jackie Bradley Jr. what they've been able to do offensively. It was nice to see Betts come back last night. He really didn't miss a beat after being gone on the concussion list as he pops this up. And D. Gordon, the second baseman, puts it away for out number 1. So this time Betts is retired after a 3-hit performance last night in his return.
They're pretty much getting the same thing you saw last night, a left-handed pitcher. Not throw the ball maybe 90 miles an hour to change up his best pitch. Back-to-back nights. You see he features that fastball more than you think.
One down here in the first inning for Brock Holt. Holt starting the day hitting at .273 with 2 homers and 28 runs batted in. Brock now 4 for 27 on the road trip as he's tailed off a little bit offensively. Kind of flips this out to center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. So 1 out single, first base runner of the day. It's Brock Holt.
Boy, he used that. He needed that hit badly. Just hasn't found it this road trip. Regular spot in the lineup, hitting second every night.
1 out, 1 on for Xander Bogaerts at .313, 3 homers and 53 runs batted in. Xander in last night's game, couple of hits, going 2 for 4 in the game, and is 7 for 30 on the road trip. .398 against left-handed pitching so far in the year. Came into last night's game at .400. Staying away and missing again. 2-0.
Almost identical last night. 6'3", what, 200-pound left-hander. Same thing, right? Almost same arm angle, same velocity.
That's pretty unusual to see back-to-back.
I mean, they're
the same
clones.
guy almost.
They're absolute clones.
He's 25 years of age. This is foul back. That one right down the middle as it turned out. Xander would probably like to have that one back again.
It's amazing how they just throw a bunch of left-handers out there. See one will stick, and this guy fastball right down the middle. He misses it. This kid had a good year in AAA, New Orleans.
Throw to first, and kind of off of the bag was Justin Bour. How about a 6 is Brock Holt in stolen base attempts. Second career start for Conley here. 19 games with New Orleans this season. He was 9-3 with a 2.52 earned run average. Comes inside to Bogaerts. His first career start was on July 11th against Cincinnati. Got the win. limiting the Reds to 2 runs and 5 hits.
Started the AAA All-Star game this year, PCL. That says something.
On the ground is short, could be 2. Echeverria to second for 1. On to first, it is 2. 6-4 to 3. Red Sox don't score. Marlins are coming up. Back in Miami, the Red Sox don't score in the top of the first inning. Here come the Marlins as D. Gordon stands in and takes strike 1. Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Eduardo Rodriguez with his 14th start, 6-4 with a 4.17 earned run average. Jumps ahead here 0-2. Last time out, a loss against the Yankees. Pitched well, though. 7 innings, giving up only 2 runs. Walked 2, struck out 5. Trying to get his 7th win of the year individually in his major league debut. As this one carved foul back to the screen.
The big pitch last game was the hanging breaking ball to Jacoby Ellsbury that beat him 2-1 in New York. But I thought threw the ball great.
Well, Gordon had a huge hit last night in the 10th inning. Started it with a triple.
Got 4 left-handers in this lineup. Would this be considered a day game, right? 4 o'clock?
Yes.
You know, the numbers are just brutal. You know, you can see early in his career.
2-2 pitch hit well to right. Castillo going back. It's going to be over his head, and that ball's going to be gone. Up and over the fence in right field. D. Gordon tripled in last night's 10th inning. Picks up his 2nd home run of the year. And a fast start for the Marlins on top 1-0.
You kind of shake your head. You see a left-handed hitter that really doesn't have a whole lot of pop, but he found his happy zone. See, only the 2nd home run of the year with him. You talk about a fastball middle. He just flicks this ball out. You see his ball just jump off his bat. That ball's on a line. It gets out of here. That triple he hit last night in the 10th inning was stung too.
So leadoff home run here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Here is Martin Prado, who will take ball 1.
On the year, day games with Erod, he's got a 9.82 ERA, 1-3. Shocking, isn't it?
That is amazing.
So he got his lunch in the daytime. You remember Anaheim, he got really beat around. That was a day game. When you give up 9, that you got a long ways to come back from.
Well, the roof is closed, so maybe you can pretend it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Plenty of sunshine outside, but the roof closed here again at Marlins Park. 2-1 pitch is going to miss, not by a lot. 3-1. Plenty of sunshine out there today. This is generally the time of day where the storms roll through. Yes, that's in there for a strike. Full count.
Boy, he's beating up that spot right there, and that's his arm slot. That side, he can wear out right-handers.
On the ground to Ortiz. Going to need help as Rodriguez over to cover, and he gets there just in time to get the foot down before the arrival of Prado. So 3-1 on the put out there for the first out. Let's check out the Marlins lineup. It's brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Now, D. Gordon, who has led it off with a home run here in the bottom of the first, the second baseman. Martin Prado at third. Derek Dietrich is in left field with Justin Bohr at first base. Cole Gillespie back in center with JT Realmuto doing the catching. Ichiro Suzuki in right field. Atini Echeverria at shortstop bats eighth, and Adam Conley, the pitcher, in the 9 spot. One down, Derek Dietrich. He'll take strike one. 261 average coming in, 7 homers and 10 runs batted in for Dietrich. 1 for 4 in the ball game last night.
They're missing one of their best players, Yelich, playing center field. This guy's taking his place. Yelich's been one of their hottest hitters.
Little dribble right in front of the plate. Swihart jumps out and fires to first base. This play by Blake Swihart, 2 down. Now the Red Sox defensively brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Third to first, Pablo Sandoval, Xander Bogaerts, Brock Holt, and David Ortiz. Left to right in the outfield, Jackie Bradley Jr., Mookie Betts, and Rusney Castillo. Blake Swihart doing the catching, and Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound. Swihart will be doing the catching, and Hannigan only available on an emergency basis after being hit with a pitch against the Tigers over the weekend. Hannigan still ailing, so going with 2 catchers right now and hoping nothing happens to Swihart.
You see this play earlier with Ortiz. You see Erod didn't get over there. He's late, so he took a straight path to the bag, and he did collide with Prado. You got to get over there and angle on down the line so you don't collide, but when you're late you just get there.
Justin Bohr with a little roller in front of home plate again. Swihart again. Easier play, and a third out here of the inning. D. Gordon goes deep, puts the Marlins on top 1-0. During the 75 season, in their 114th game, the Red Sox beat the A's 7-2. Carlton Fisk homered, knocked in 3 runs for the Red Sox. Well, Miami with a 1-0 advantage over the Red Sox here into the second inning we go. And David Ortiz, 23 homers, 65 runs batted in. Marlins in a shift as Big Papi with a big cut there. Second baseman D. Gordon in short right field. And Prado, the third baseman, also the right side of the infield. On the ground, foul. Well, that's so far so good for David. Defensively, as always, seems to do a pretty good job at first base whenever he's called upon.
He really does. I mean, he's really, you'd think he'd have a problem occasionally, but he's had none at all. This is going back a long time, too.
In the air to deep right field for Big Papi, and that ball is very gone up into the top deck. 24th home run of the year, ties the game 1-1.
This is ridiculous. This, he could take all the time in the world to go around the bases on this one, and he is. You watch where this thing landed. It might be 490 feet. I know it's 490 home runs, but he's pulling up fast, chasing that 500 home runs, and this should go for 2. Look at this. Fastball middle. I mean, my goodness. I mean, that is halfway up the second tank. Way back. And he might as well flip it. That's one of the longest ones this year, isn't it?
Yes, I would agree. Now ties the game 1-1. Rusney Castillo carving a foul off to the right out of play.
You got to see where this thing lands. That's why he took so long. That's one of the longest home runs he's hit all year. Way up there. 2/3 of the way up there. We need to know distance.
Tail of the tape.
Yes. I mean, this guy's featuring 90 with nothing really. No wrinkle. He's back legging a fastball. Swung through with the first pitch. Had it all measured.
And for every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Fund. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. Long way away up there to the second deck. Grounder foul outside of third.
That's his, what, 5th home run off left-handed pitching.
Nobody even sitting up there. They had to go get it.
Just lifted this thing.
Right in his wheelhouse, too.
This kid hasn't featured any breaking stuff, just mediocre fastball changeup.
Now a base hit back up the middle into center field for Rusney Castillo. He takes a wide turn at first, but will hold on with a base hit. 3rd Red Sox hit of the day.
Rusney swinging the bat much better, not trying to pull.
So 1 on, nobody out. Brings up Pablo Sandoval. 254, 9 homers, and 35 runs batted in for Pablo. He was 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. His 29th birthday yesterday. Not get a hit on his birthday. Over the years, wearing out the Marlins with a .336 batting average against the Marlins when he was with the Giants, but 0 for 11 this year in the season series. Castillo takes off, still going to be an out at second base, and turn into a double play. So they started the runner, a little hit and run action, but with the ball headed towards the bag at second, Echeverria can tag it himself and fire to first for the DP.
Sandoval just trying to put this ball in place. He lunges at that ball. Luckily, Echeverria hasn't left the vicinity. He's going to second base to cover. That would have been a beautiful thing if it got through to left field.
2 innings and 2 double plays so far here for the Marlins. Brings up Blake Swihart. He'll take strike 1. Blake 243 to start the day. Home run, 15 runs batted in. We were talking about it last night after the game. That'd be tough for Swihart with all these new pitchers and everything else. Trying to figure out strengths and weaknesses of some of the new guys, especially in the pen.
Yeah, exactly. And you saw he had problems. You know, he was putting down signs. They were shaking. Nobody knew what they wanted to do. You saw so many meetings on the mound, right? Not just pitcher and catcher, but Willis was out there several times. I mean, it's been a tough job for this kid. I mean, I think he's done a great job. He's up here too early. I mean, he probably shouldn't have been here. I tell you what, he can handle the bat. That's a given.
Well, you anticipated a tandem of Christian Vasquez for the season with Ryan Hannigan. That was the plan.
I mean, the guy's got to catch knuckleballers, right? I mean, he's got right every time he goes out there.
Swihart left side to the backhand goes Echeverria with a throw that is not going to be in time. Pretty good bid right there. Some kind of play from Echeverria, showing off some pretty good range in this series.
He's going to throw out an average runner, but Swihart can get down the line. But I thought he was going to do a jump throw right there. Got a little on it, but not even close. This guy's been a highlight reel all year long for the Marlins.
So a 2-out base hit for Swihart, infield hit, and it brings up Jackie Bradley Jr. Gets the arms out of the way, but takes strike 1. Average at 169 to start the day. 2 homers and 9 runs batted in. And there for strike 2.
The first breaking ball I think we've seen so far. It's amazing what Bradley Jr.'s done, especially against left-handed pitching this year. You know, short time he's been up here, 8 for 20. He's hitting 400.
Matchup brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. And a 2-pitch going to miss, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Not really scary left-handers the last 2 nights.
Pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez waiting on deck. Down the left field line, and it's going to be foul. Very close down that left field line.
Well, if that ball hit Chalk, you know he's going good.
I'll remind you to follow the Red Sox all season with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet today. Two outs, Swihart at first base, and Jackie Bradley Jr. takes the 1-2 pitch, a close pitch just outside. Moore holding on Swihart at first base. And a swing and a miss as Bradley strikes out to end the inning. Big Papi David Ortiz with home run number 24 of the year. It's time the game 1-1. Home teams were 15-0 yesterday. The first time that's happened in Major League history on a day with at least 15 games. How about that? Twisted tea is the hard iced tea. It tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted.
That's hard to do, huh? I mean,
Yeah.
it really is.
And game tied here 1-1 into the bottom of the second inning.
Like hitting the lottery or something.
A lot of stuff's got to go right to have stuff like that happen. Well, David Ortiz's long home run has tied this game as Cole Gillespie will take a strike. 1-1. Gillespie getting a start in center field at 290. The home run, 9 runs batted in. Eduardo Cernering a home run to D. Gordon to start the bottom of the first inning. Then got 3 ground ball outs to the next 3 batters.
Throwing the ball totally different to the right-handed hitters early on in this game. Last time out against the Yankees, he was featuring a ton of breaking balls down and into right-handed hitters. I'd never seen that. Hannigan caught him. Now you got Swihart back there. He's going to stay away.
Too far away, and it's a full count. Ball 4 and a leadoff walk to begin things here in the bottom of the second inning. Well, hey, Red Sox Nation, start earning rewards for every Dunkin' run. Enroll any DD card online at ddperks.com. Enjoy a free beverage upon enrolling and start earning rewards today. Red Sox run on Dunkin'. Lead runner on for JT Realmuto, the catcher here for the Marlins. Red Sox move Mookie Betts, center fielder, over into right center. And it's headed towards left center. Betts on the run's not going to get there. He's going to roll a long time. Out to the 418 marker is Gillespie coming around from first base and into third. With an RBI triple goes Realmuto, and the Marlins are back on top 2-1. Red Sox defensively did not have that lined up right, and it's all the way back to the deepest part of the yard.
You're not going to be lined up right when you throw a ball right down the middle. You're supposed to throw it away. You see where it is, up, out, over, and then Realmuto just stings this ball. He's playing the other way. Mookie's got no chance. There's some triples. I'll tell you what, there's been triples galore. In Detroit, now you come here. Any ball in the gap is going to go to the wall. It's going to be a triple. I don't care if you can run or not.
Yeah, 2 of the bigger yards in the business we are seeing back to back here. Ended up out by that 418 marker in center field where the cutout is. Now Ichiro trying to deliver a run will take a pitch outside.
Kind of a lazy outing so far for Erod. Missing the outside corner to right-handed hitters. Walks a guy. Ball upstairs. He's already given up a bomb.
2-0 pitch is in there for a strike. So run on the first, a run here in the second so far for Miami. On top now, 2-1. Ichiro flips it out to shallow center, falling fast. Betts coming in, is not going to get it. It drops, and the Marlins will take a 3-1 lead. Single into center field for Ichiro. Picks up his 18th RBI, and it's 3-1 Miami.
That is so Ichiro right there. He can hit some weak quails that fall in. This ball's in the air for quite a while. Ball really middle, and he doesn't hit it at all. Saying, how's this ball going to fall in? He's heard the little crunch at the end of the bat. RBI single, though.
Ichiro at first base, still nobody out. A walk, a triple, and a single now off Eduardo Rodriguez to begin the second inning. Danny Echeverria, the batter. And he'll foul it back to the screen.
Ichiro, 41 years old, doesn't run anymore like he used to, obviously. That rookie year he had MVP, rookie of the year.
What's your opinion on that? Some of the Japanese players coming over, are they truly rookies when they're here after so many years in Japan?
Not really, but you know, what are you going to do?
Is what it is. It's his first year in the major leagues.
I know.
A little bit low, and it is 2-1.
Erod trying to find his way into this game.
One thing to his credit, he's never lost back-to-back starts. Been pretty resilient in that regard.
He's done a lot. I mean, he's been all over the map. You talk about tipping pitches. He's done everything this year.
Not getting the corner there, and he falls behind 3-1.
I mean, he's had games where he's thrown over 100 and some pitches in 5 innings. I mean, he's done it all, good and bad. Such a learning process. We got carried away with him after those first 3 starts.
Runner goes, and a foul to the screen. That time Ichiro was off.
Echeverria is trying to go yard there, swinging out of his shoes on a 3-1 pitch. Tell you what, very careful. 3-1, ball gets in on him a little bit.
Runner goes again, and a fly ball down the right field line. Rusney Castillo will not have a play. It's into the seats. Rodo Rodriguez trying to find his bearings here in the 2nd inning.
Got the pitcher on deck. Got a Lamb on deck. Don't worry about anything.
Runner goes again, and a fly ball again, foul down the right field line, out of play. Well, fans, it's the last week for your chance to enter our Backyard Ballparks contest. Upload a video of your backyard ballpark to NESN.com/ballparks. Enter today. Jerry and I will come visit your backyard.
Don't go in their house, just the backyard.
Just the backyard. Throw the first, and back to the bag is Ichiro. Although if you do invite us in, we will come into the house.
Use a punch out right here.
Off again is Ichiro. This one is by Ortiz at first and into right. Ichiro keeps on going to third. Throw goes there, but it's late, and it's 1st and 3rd still with nobody out. Maybe was holding the runner on and kind of bounced off, but not far enough off to get at that ball.
That ball ate him alive, Ortiz. He's lucky he didn't get drilled with it. I mean, it was right there by his glove, but it was hit so hard he comes off the bag and it's by him. He couldn't even move, and you see a double pump out there. He would have had a shot at Ichiro even though he's running. Bullet, watch this double pump. 1, 2, and then he had a shot at him if he had thrown it the first time. But 1st and 3rd, nobody out. We got a little meeting, the pitcher coming up.
For every Red Sox Gambling Goods Index winnings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation at Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 commitment once again this season. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox.
I'll tell you what, Erod, early in his career, he's had some nuclear innings, hasn't he? I mean, we've seen this movie before giving up 6 or 7 in an inning. You got to shut it down. You got a pitcher coming up, give you an out, take it.
Well, he would take a double play exchange right now for a run.
He's going to bunt here, you would assume.
He is squaring. Go to first base, and back to the bag is Echeverria.
How about that? You know, you get an out. Here you go. Here's your out.
It's all about the National League.
Right. I'm not squeezing. I just want to move the runner from 1st to 2nd. That's all. Just.
And depending upon where he bunts it, it could act like a squeeze.
No, there's no squeeze here. Everybody knows the pitcher's just trying to do this little sacrifice bunt thing. What's pathetic is when they try 3 attempts at it and they strike out.
Pulls it back, and it's a ball and a strike. D. Gordon, the top of the order, who homered in the 1st inning. strike called. It's now 40 pitches for Eduardo Rodriguez in an inning plus.
Now you just foul one off, and then you have to go back to the dugout. All embarrassed.
Low throw, and it's dug out by Ortiz. Fortunate there for Rodriguez. And he does foul it off. That's strike 3. So the first out of the inning.
This is the National League. Isn't this beautiful? Say no more.
1 out.
This is a punch out. The ugliest punch outs they have. You get a strikeout for that.
First of the day for Eduardo, and first out here of the second inning. Back up top now for D. Gordon. His second look at Eduardo Rodriguez. Took him deep in the first inning. And he's dropping the bunt down. And Rodriguez will go to first for the out there. Run scores. Ichiro coming in from third base. And the Marlins take a 4-1 lead. They've scored 3 times so far here in the second.
Now, this is a surprise bunt. This is a safety squeeze. I didn't think that Ichiro took off right away. You see here. He did not. That's a safety squeeze. I thought he had a play at the plate, but he bobbles it, and then he gets lucky that he even gets an out. That could have been worse. See, that's a play at the plate right there, but I think he was so surprised by the bunt that he freaked out and he couldn't even glove it, field it, and then he hurries up to throw it. Luckily, he gets an out.
Yeah, barely able to get D. Gordon at first base, who picks up his second RBI of the game. Now Prado will take a pitch down low.
A little surprised there by that bunt. Guy goes bridge off you the first time up, and then he bunts.
Prado with a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1.
There's a good changeup right there by Erod.
Echeverria at second base with 2 down in the inning. And Prado sends one in the air to center field, but Mookie Betts out there waiting. Will make the catch. It ends the inning, but a 3 spot on the board for the Marlins. 4-1 Miami. Four to 1, Marlins now have the lead over the Red Sox as we head into the top of the third inning. Eduardo Rodriguez leading it off here for the Red Sox and taking a strike. First career Major League at bat for Eduardo Rodriguez. Ends up giving up a run in the first, 3 in the second inning. And now Conley falling behind him 3-1. Last thing he wants to do is walk the pitcher.
He's trying to throw it right down the middle and he can't.
DraftKings.com is paying out over $300 million this baseball season. DraftKings has given out $34 million to Boston residents alone since the site launched. Get your free entry into a one-day fantasy baseball contest today using promo code NESSN. Swing and a miss, and Rodriguez strikes out. Second strikeout for Conley is the first out of the third inning.
Give him credit, he came back to strike him out. You don't want to walk the pitcher, for goodness sake.
One down here in the third, and it brings up Mookie Betts. Second time through now for Adam Conley in the Red Sox lineup. Got Betts to ground out, or rather pop out to D. Gordon at second base in the first inning. Amazing last night. Betts with 3 hits and 5 at bats after missing the Red Sox previous 11 games on the 7-day concussion disabled list. That's a fly ball to short right field, foul ground. Bohr, and now coming over is D. Gordon, second baseman in foul ground, makes the catch for the second out. Two-way for Brock Holt. Brock with a single to center field in the first inning. .26 career interleague games for Brock Holt. He has hit at .309.
Looked like Conley was giving D. Gordon some time to catch his breath, wasn't he? I mean,
yeah, he had to go a long way to get that.
You never see that.
You want to make sure that your second baseman's ready to go.
Right.
Oh, with a swing and a miss, strikes out. There's a third K for Conley. A 1-2-3 third. Marlins have a 4-1 lead. 4-1, Marlins have the lead over the Red Sox. Into the bottom of the third inning we go, and Derek Dietrich leading it off, and a swing and a miss for strike one. A little number in front of the plate in the first inning, retired 2-3.
Back-to-back numbers, right?
Yep, both Dietrich and Justin Bour, who waits on deck.
Trouble with giving up 4 runs in this league is a pinch hit for you. Can't afford to give up runs early. You're not going to find your way deep into the game. See that fastball upstairs last night. Breslow punched out Dietrich, but then Bour came and got a gapper off him right after.
Swing and a miss, 96 on the fastball, and the second strikeout for Rodriguez. Well, if you missed the new Charlie Moore Outdoors last weekend, catch it tonight. Super Bowl champion Joe Bolano gets fishing lessons from Charlie, and the two hit the golf course. Tune in for Charlie Moore Outdoors tonight at 8:30. One down here in the third inning brings up Justin Bour. Talked about his little dribbler right in front of the plate last time up. Retired by Swihart. 50th pitch for Eduardo Rodriguez, who is 2 1/3 innings deep right now. Popped up. The shift was on, but it'll be Bogaerts who steps in behind the hill to make the catch for the second out. Sandoval was on the right side of the infield. He also was chasing that. 2 down. Now tune in next Tuesday and Wednesday to Nesson for coverage of the WEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, presented by Arbella Insurance Foundation. Arbella Insurance Foundation, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. 2 down for Cole Gillespie. Walked and scored as he led off the second inning. Came around on the RBI triple by JT Realmuto. Now he jolts this out towards left center field. That's going to get down. Rolls to the track and the wall. Gillespie to second base with a 2-out double.
I'll tell you what, these guys hammered that fastball. Gillespie walked last time up, but goes hunting for the fastball and gets it kind of down and in. Ball was screaming to left center field. Luckily, it's only a double. I think everything's going to be a triple here.
Yeah, as soon as it gets by the outfield, you think there's a chance. With all the room out there in left center, right center, straightaway center here. 2 down. Gillespie at second base, and Realmuto the batter. And he hits it sharply, but it's picked on the backhand by Bogaerts on one hop, and he throws him out to end the inning. 4-1 Miami through 3 from Miami. Eastern Bank is here to make your banking and your day easier. See how at easternbank.com. Here, your first Eastern Bank. Miami Beach, beautiful city of Miami. Last game of a 2-game series, last game of the road trip, and so far the Marlins enjoy a 4-1 lead. Xander Bogaerts, David Ortiz, Rusney Castillo scheduled to bat. Xander shows bunt, pulls back, and takes strike one. 4 in a row retired by Adam Conley, and 3 of the last 4 by way of the K.
Broke out that breaking ball to strike out a couple left-handed hitters, and a gimme strikeout by Erod.
Xander bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning. 1 of 2 turned today by the Marlins. Field straight away here on Xander Bogaerts. 50th pitch for Conley, and that's going to miss. Full count.
Pretty much just going to try to get you out of the way and just throw one inside occasionally.
On the ground up the middle into center field. A base hit for Xander Bogaerts to begin the 4th inning. His first hit on the day. So Xander on here.
3-2 pitch. He knew he was going to get a fastball. Once again, he's been doing this for the last 3 months. Everything's a hit.
Here's David Ortiz with a long home run. His first time up into the upper deck in right field in the 2nd inning. Home run number 24 of the year for Big Papi. Tied the game for the time.
Just look at it. Look at it.
And he fouls this back, evens the count at 1-1, and ended up down the middle. Now 490 for Big Papi. Gary Sheffield is up here conducting interviews with some of the broadcast outlets here. Part of the greatest Marlins ever today celebrated. Sheffield with 509 9 home runs. There's the pitch in there for a strike.
Boy, Sheffield, he'd swing the bat so hard.
That was one of the most aggressive swings
He's scary
you'll ever
to face.
see.
Yeah, scary to face. Get one back up the middle and undress you.
Once he got it started, too, very difficult to stop. He's not a guy that could really check his swing all that easily.
No, he didn't. But once again, you know, he only played down here, what, 4 years, and talk about their franchise 4 players. Nobody played very long here.
On the ground, foul, running behind Arnie Baylor, first base coach. Well, today's poll question is surrounded around that, presented by the Scion TC. Who is the greatest Marlins player of all time? Text Sox 1 for Jeff Conine, Sox 2 for Mike Lowell, Sox 3 for Gary Sheffield, Sox 4 for Giancarlo Stanton. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. One message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions, as well as privacy policy. These are the Marlins franchise 4 players voted on by the fans. This is by the dive. And into right center field of Martin Prado, and heading to third base is Xander Bogaerts on the second hit for David Ortiz, hitting the ball hard today.
Well, he's going to get somebody hurt the way these guys are swinging the bat, especially Ortiz. Doesn't fool him. 2-strike pitch, middle again, maybe away a little bit, but he stings this ball up the middle. Careful right there. First and third, nobody out.
Tying run run coming to the plate here, and Rusney Castillo. Nobody out in the top of the 4th inning. Second time through here for Adam Conley. So what kind of adjustments the Red Sox are able to make. Castillo kind of waved at that pitch, fooled 1-1.
Boy, he was just swinging out of his hand anywhere it was. He's swinging, looking fastball, I guess. Look at changeup, not even close.
Got the catcher in the back swing. Ground ball sharply to short. The second for one on to first. Third double play as a run scores here for the Red Sox to make it 4-2. 3 twin killings on the afternoon by the Miami Marlins.
Once again, ball stung, which makes it an easy double play ball right at Hechavarria, and they turn it easy. No RBI, but he's living in it right now. The pitcher. That's what you call branch work.
Branch work.
That's what branch work is. Right. There's the explanation. 3 double play balls. Branch work.
Now, do you climb the tree or you just stay on the branch?
He's up there, right? He's holding on right now, right?
Okay.
That's the farther, more luck you have, the farther you get up there. It's a long ways down when you fall out. See what I mean? Because baseball guys will get you. You know, you can go along real good for a while, but you're going to get you.
Threw down Pablo Sandoval. And a swing and a miss there. I've always kind of liked and mixed in my game on occasion. He's working without a net.
Right.
You like that?
Yeah, careful.
Yeah.
Careful.
No net.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You get up that
High
tree too
wire
high.
out.
Right. When you have a good year, you do your branch work all year. It's hard to do. It's hard to do.
Sandoval. That's the same swing. 2-2.
Sandoval hitting what, $190 something off left-handed pitching. You know, we forget, take it for granted now that he doesn't swing right-handed anymore. It's a guy that we thought was going to hit right-handed.
.195 against left-handed pitching. .278 since May the 24th. Running here, the base is empty. 2 down in the inning. And Sandoval fouls it off down the left field line. Well, today's polos are designed by Joseph Abboud, custom made in the USA of fine Italian fabrics, available at Men's Warehouse. Very comfortable polos at that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. It's better than a tie.
Outside, hard to do, but Conley's done it. He's walked Pablo Sandoval with 2 outs in the inning.
That is hard to do. Wasn't tempting enough. Once again, non-competitive 3-2 pitch.
So the 2-out base runner brings up Blake Swihart, which done an infield hit in the second inning. Red Sox actually out hitting the Marlins 6-5 in the game to trail 4-2. Field straight away here on the Red Sox catcher. Foul back, 1-1. Jackie Bradley Jr. on deck. '70th pitch of the ball game for Conley, and that's going to miss downstairs. Second start for Conley. He had appeared 4 times out of the pen for the Marlins. Swihart with a swing and a miss evens a count at 2-2.
He'll change up right down the middle. He's way out front.
Fastball, but inside.
Boy, he's working hard.
On the ground, foul outside of third base. And the double plays have been huge today for Conley. The Marlins have turned 3 in this game in 4 innings. 5th full count of the day for Conley so far. Pretty good double play combination. Echeverria and Gordon. There's a fly ball out to center field, and Gordon, the second baseman, going out to make the catch that ends the inning. Red Sox get a run, but trail 4-2. Things happen. Watch how good things are happening to local people at easternbank.com/good things happen. Moments ago, honored here on the field, the 4 franchise players for the Miami Marlins. And of course, a very familiar face, Mike Lowell, in with the Marlins. Giancarlo Stanton, Gary Sheffield, Jeff Conine, the 4. And so far, fans out there thinking Giancarlo Stanton may be the greatest Marlin player of all time.
If he's not now, he will be. It's inevitable. 27 home runs on the year. Missed what, last 6 weeks? Easy.
Ichiro leading it off here for the Marlins in the bottom of the 4th inning. Popped up around second base. Bogarts makes the catch right behind second for the first out here at the bottom of the 4th inning. So Ichiro retired, but Danny Echeverria coming up. Hey, think about the Marlins championships. It seems like the very next year it's an entirely different team in most instances. They haven't been able to really keep it together longer than that one run.
They won at what, 97? They were the wild card team. Jim Leland was the manager. And then in 2003, right?
Josh Beckett.
Right, Josh Beckett. But the manager, remember he came on late, Jack McKeon, right? That was 2003. He beat the Yankees, and then the series that was big, it was the beating the Cubs. The Cubs were up 3-1. That was the Bartman play, right?
Correct.
So they had Branch work a couple years, right? They came and went, right? But it's amazing how they got it done in that ballpark, right? If you think about it, we were watching it rain the other day, and then we were talking about what it was like over at that other ballpark every day,
or
right?
Dolphin Stadium, depending upon which.
Think about going
era.
to the ballpark every day outside. Yep. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Very comfortable conditions inside here at Marlins Park. Red Sox were last year in 2012. Get to do a game here with the roof open.
Good pitch there. 3-2 changeup. Pitcher on deck.
The Red Sox end of summer family pack is back this year from August 17th through August 23rd. Take the whole family to Fenway Park and get free parking, a free duck boat ride, and free hot dog and Coke. Visit redsox.com/family pack for tickets. 3-2 and a ground ball left side. Pablo Sandoval for the second out here of the fourth inning. Down, and Adam Conley coming up. He struck out swinging in the second inning. 2 strikeouts for Rodriguez on the day.
You pitch in the National League, you think about it, you start what, 30, a little over 30 games. You could put 1 punch out of the game, right? Add 30 punch outs to your strikeout list in this league. I'm telling you, not that you're going to punch out 200 or something like that, but you got a shot at it in this league. But the problem is staying on the mound long enough to get him.
On the ground up the middle, Holt slides to his right, throws out Conley, and ends the fourth inning. Through 4, the Marlins have a 4-2 lead.
Popular ones is this bobblehead museum. It features over 700 bobbleheads from all major league teams, current and former players, and it also has some mascots and broadcasters. Now, it's really unique because the base is always shaking, so these heads are always bobbling. I see a Ricky Henderson and a Raleigh Fingers, but no Dennis Eckersley. Eck, where are you?
What are they thinking?
I don't know.
I mean, what are they?
I don't know. They have the other guys from Oakland. I'm just disappointed they don't have the bobble desk there. Me and Jerry. They have other broadcasts. Where
send them
is
one.
the bobble desk?
Right. Send it to them.
Well, the Red Sox here trailing 4-2 as we get ready for the 5th inning back in Miami. And so far for the Red Sox, certainly a disappointing ball game here last night. Had a 4-0 lead and could not grab the win last night. It was all about the bullpen not getting the job done.
And today it's about the pitcher on the mound, the 3 double play balls. They've stung the ball. Ortiz hit a ball 500 feet, right? He should have had more scoring than that, but he's there for the taking right now. He took him a half an hour to get out to the mound after he ran to first base, right? He didn't throw a warm-up pitch forever.
Out of gas.
Out of gas.
So we'll see what kind of impact that has. And a ground ball, base hit. Off the bat of Jackie Bradley Jr. out to right center field. So after he struck out in the second, has himself a hit here in the 5th.
He took all that time to finally get to the mound. The first pitch he throws is right down the middle. And Bradley Jr. hits a dart up the middle, gets through.
So lead runner on here for the Red Sox. 3rd time in 5 innings, and showing bunt is Rodriguez, but he takes strike 1.
How about this technique, huh?
That was interesting. He was in a crouch kind of.
Kind of a scrouch. I mean, he's opened up stance a little bit. It's not pretty as long as it works. Just try not to bunt it too hard. If you bunt it too hard, it's a double play ball. Especially on this turf.
Tried to get it down, but it is fouled back to the screen, and it's now 0-2.
Well, that was a late reaction, wasn't it? That ball was on him. He didn't even move.
He's trying to get a bat on it.
Ball could have drilled him. That ball was on him in a hurry. And a defensive that helped him get out of the way. Foul ball.
Try it here with 2 strikes and lets it pass for ball 1. Mookie Betts waiting on deck. Lead runner on for the Red Sox here in the 5th, trailing by 2.
Look at Prado's right there, just waiting.
Runner goes, and it is right to Prado at third base. He'll go to first for the out. Getting it down was Eduardo Rodriguez as Jackie Bradley takes second base.
He hadn't started the runner. Jackie hadn't started. It might have been a double play. He made contact. He takes off. Prado knows, and he knows his only play is to first base, so got the job done, kind of shockingly.
Didn't look good the first couple of tries. So 1 out, Bradley at second base. Here's Mookie Betts. He's done the same thing twice today. That's pop out to the second baseman, D. Gordon. Two 2-0 now to Betts. 4 for his last 4 with runners in scoring position. There's Jackie Bradley Jr. at second base. 1 out here in the 5th. Bradley doing some dancing out there at second base as Betts hits a fly ball to right field. Ichiro coming in to make the catch for the second out. And he'll fire back into the infield. No advance for Bradley. 2 down. Well, Friday at 5:30, don't miss Friday Night Fenway, presented by Budweiser. TC will have an exclusive interview with Sox manager John Farrell. And remember to join Budweiser at Jerry Remy's before every Red Sox home game in August for a chance to be selected as the Budweiser fan of the game. Budweiser, brewed the hard way. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. 2 outs. Bradley at second base, and here's Brock Holt. Single to center in the first, struck out swinging in the third as Kyle Bearclaw up in the pen right now for the Marlins. Bearclaw pitching the ball game last night. Saw a lot of the Marlins pen.
You're going to see a lot of the Marlins pen today too. Conley just backed up third base. I'm surprised he even made it back to the mound, right? Seriously.
Two and one now to Holt. Conley's pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 4 2/3, 7 hits, 2 runs. He's walked a batter, struck out 3. High pitch count. This is pitch 86 with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. And it's in there for a strike to even the count at 2-2. Xander Bogaerts on deck. This is to left field for Brock Holt. That's going to get in. Around from second base comes Jackie Bradley Jr. It's an RBI single for Brock Holt. The Red Sox back within a run. It's now 4-3 Miami.
You take advantage of this Conley kid. Don't let him get away with murder. Gave him another fastball to hit. Didn't try to pull, just take what they give you. Bradley's going to score easy on this. 4-3 game.
2-hit day now for Brock Holt. Tying run at first base, 2 down, and Xander Bogaerts coming up, but they've sent the catcher to the mound. And now Jennings, the manager, coming out here.
Here's a hook.
So Bearclaw warming in the pen.
Give this kid a chance to win this game? I didn't think so. See ya.
So that'll do it here for Conley. The pitching change from Marlins Park in Miami. Red Sox get a little closer. It's now 4-3 Marlins. RedSox.com/youth sports to learn more about our exciting packages for Youth Sports Week. 4-3, Miami on top of Boston. 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. As Adam Conley is chased from the game. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Kia. Kyle Bearclaw into the game now for the Marlins. Left in last night's game, back in there today. Xander Bogaerts batting with Brock Holt at first base, representing the tying run here in the 5th. And a low throw knocked down by Bohr. Nice play. And the Marlins first baseman to keep that from foul ground.
Hit a bear claw on that throw to first. Nice pick. Well, knockdown.
And there for strike 1 at 94 miles an hour. Third appearance, not giving up a run in an inning and a third.
Everybody trying to make their mark with this club, this Miami club. A lot of young kids.
He was called up from Double-A Jacksonville. Hired from the Cardinals. Steve Cishek, the Massachusetts native who used to close games here for the Marlins.
Cishek's the kid that throws real hard, right?
Yes. Yep.
That was a steal.
Falmouth Mass.
Right. That was a steal by the Cardinals to get that left-hander.
It was on July 24th. And after the deal, Bearclaw was assigned to Double-A in Jacksonville.
Oh, Cishek is the sinker baller. I'm confusing him with the left-hander. He's the one that's saved all those games for them last year and just ran into trouble this year. They gave up on him.
Bogaerts throws his bat at that, fouls it off. Xander grounding into a double play in the first inning, singling the center field in the 4th. Came around, scored the Red Sox second run. It's now 4-3 Miami. The Red Sox batting here in the top of the 5th with a run in. Almost caught the corner.
This pitch looked uglier than you don't want that. It almost did. It looked ugly, didn't it?
Didn't end pretty.
No.
Fly ball down the right field line, making its way foul. Ace Ticket has great deals on the best seats of the Red Sox and Patriots game, as well as all summer concerts at Fenway. Visit aceticket.com. Ace Ticket, it's more than a ticket. Red Sox dropping last night's game in 10 innings. Going to come from behind today, getting down 4-1 early in the game. It's now 4-3. And Bogaerts lines this into right field. It's going to get down. Ichiro knocks it down as Brock Holt going to be waved around by Butterfield. There'll be no throw, and this game is tied. As Xander Bogaerts driving in the game tying run. It's 4-4.
Boy, he's just been wearing out that right field area and hits a ball on a line. You see Ichiro is trying to run this ball down and cut it off. Ball's up, out, over. He does exactly what he's supposed to. Ichiro's trying to cut it off, but he leaves the ball behind. As soon as he did that, you knew that Brock was going to score all the way from first base to tie this game up.
Adam Conley, the starting pitcher, charged with the 4 runs. As they're going to put Ortiz on. Take their chances with Pablo Sandoval. second inning. Big Poppy with his 24th home run of the year. Up to the upper deck, a long way away. Home run number 490 for David Ortiz. Intentionally walked this time. As runners at first and second now with 2 down. And Rusney Castillo coming up. Castillo singled to center field in the second inning, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 4th inning. Bounces in and is blocked. Go ahead run now in scoring position for the Red Sox in Xander Bogaerts. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Well, David Ortiz now the 3rd most intentional walks in interleague play, behind Bonds and Pujols in that category. Swinging a foul, 1-2.
Boy, back-to-back fastballs right there. You got to look at the first one and then foul tip that one. That was a pitch to hit. Got the head out, just missed it straight back.
Just inside, 2-2. Rusney Castillo single to center, grounded into a double play. Now a swing and a miss on a pitch headed downward. He strikes out to end the inning, but the Red Sox scored twice and tie the score 4-4. Bottom of the 5th inning, clean slate now for Eduardo Rodriguez as the Red Sox have come from behind to tie the score 4-4. And at the top of the order, D. Gordon leading it off here. He led off the bottom of the 1st inning with a home run. Got the scoring started, grounded back to the mound in the 2nd. In the air to center field. Betts going back, and he'll get there to make the catch. First out of the 5th inning. Now it's time now for your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag NESSANDataStrongFan and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Tweet your photos now. Brought to you by T-Mobile. One out here in the 5th inning. 5 in a row. Retired by Eduardo Rodriguez. Beautiful city of Miami.
Nice comeback by Rodriguez to this point after getting knocked around there in the 2nd inning.
It seems like he has settled into this outing a little bit more now as it has gone on.
Featured more of his pitches. You see the change up there. He's been throwing right-hand hitters away a lot. Just as I say that, he goes behind 3-0.
There's a strike. Goes to the fastball at 93. On the ground towards third. Sandoval charging in. Well, the first out here, rather the second out here of the 5th inning. But don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings live right after the game. Adam Pellerin and Steve Lyons will break down today's game. You'll hear from Eduardo Rodriguez. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? 2 down here in the 5th inning. The pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 4 2/3. 5 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and 2 Ks. So 75 pitches, and now has retired the last 6 in a row. And 12 of the last 13. Fouled off to the left out of play. Derek Dietrich hit a number in front of the plate, was retired 2-3 in the first. Struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. Now lines one to right. Rusney Castillo will make the running catch. Looked like at first was going to get over his head, but he makes a good running catch out there to end the inning. We played 5, game tie, 4-4. A 4-4 game into the top half of the 6th inning. Pablo Sandoval leading it off. Sandoval grounded into a 6-3 double play in the 2nd inning. Walked in the 4th inning. Bearclaw back on the mound here again for Miami. Came into the game, gave up a double, an intentional walk for striking out Rusney Castillo to end the 5th inning. All the runs the Red Sox have charged to the starter, Adam Conley, today. 4 2/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts.
Sandoval walked once already today. This is unbelievable.
And he's going to walk again. A leadoff walk here in the 6th inning. Now stay tuned following WB Mason Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final. Adam Pellerin and Steve Lyons will preview the next series against Seattle. Also have the latest on the AL East race. That's today on Red Sox Final, presented by Uno's.
That AL East race is heating up. But it's a half a game out now, Toronto.
Blue Jays have won 9 in a row, while the Yankees have lost 4 in a row.
And this guy's thrown 5 balls in a row.
Well, that series between the Blue Jays and the Yankees, huge for the Blue Jays. Now just half a game back. Yankees losing again. Extra innings to the Cleveland Indians.
It'll be a race for that wild card too, because nobody's really taken over the Central. Talk about Kansas City's just walking away with the Central.
Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Adam? All right, Adam, thanks very much. We'll keep an eye on that.
Akuma
trying to get a no-hitter. Red Sox get the lead runner on here in the 6th inning. Blake Swihart takes the strike at the top of the zone to even the count of 1-1. Swihart with an infield hit in the 2nd inning. Popped out to second base in the 4th inning. Bearclaw in the game right now. Action for the Marlins in the pen. A guy we did not see last night, although he did warm up. Chris Narveson. And Ryan Cook up for Boston. We saw him make his Red Sox debut last night. 2-1. Fouled off to the left, out of play.
That's what you've got to do in this league. A pitcher coming up.
Going to come down to the bullpens. Swing and a miss. That one by Swihart at 95.
He cannot catch up to that fastball upstairs. This ball might be out of the zone. Temperature on it is about 95. It does catch the top of the strike zone.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. 1 on, 1 out. Jackie Bradley Jr. has struck out, single to right.
Can't be starting Sandoval over there.
Takes the strike.
You don't really hit and run with Sandoval very often.
You don't want to strike him out, throw him out, double play scenario. Pitcher on deck. Eduardo Rodriguez is out there right now. Certainly does change the dynamic as a starting pitcher when you come time to this game.
And you're sitting there on deck as a starting pitcher saying, well, if he gets a hit here, I'm gone. They're going to pinch hit for me. And then if they don't and he makes an out, then I got to pitch. It's like back and forth. It's adrenaline on and off. And you can't turn off You just can't turn it off because it's hard to turn back on. So you got to keep that edge.
Like right now, feeling like he's coming back.
Right. I got to think I'm going to pitch. I mean, does that mean you're not rooting for a hit? I mean, because you still want to pitch.
Swing and a miss, and Bradley strikes out for the second time today. Back-to-back Ks now for Bear Claw.
And he is going to hit, but this breaking ball comes out. Bradley can't find it. Kind of uppercut. Ball's middle, but he uppercuts this ball. Misses it badly.
Two down here in the sixth inning. Sandoval had a leadoff walk, still at first base. And Rodriguez tardy on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball, almost in the glove. Eduardo struck out in the third inning with a sac bunt in the fifth inning.
Waving that bat around.
Looks like a hitter, huh?
Don't think so. He got that bunt down last time, though. You better get it started early.
Like now.
Now.
Picks up the corner, 1-2. Got a piece of that.
That's an accomplishment right there. He's chopping at this thing. Good contact, yes. It's hard to look pretty. You're just trying to stay alive.
That's another piece here. The 95-mile-an-hour fastball running away.
He might throw him a hook right here. He has no chance. Zero. There it is.
Call the ball. Close pitch. 2-2. Back to the gas again. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Eduardo Rodriguez in the side. Game tied, 4-4. Jaffe and Andy Brickley will break down the Bruins' depth at left wing. Bruins Summer Face-Off Live is presented by New England Nissan dealers. Eduardo Rodriguez back on the mound. Has retired the last 7 Marlins in a row. 4-4 score here into the bottom of the 6th. Justin Bour to lead it off for Miami. 0 for 2 in the ball game, and a number in front of the plate was retired 2-3 in the first. Popped out to shortstop in the third. Couple of fastballs, and Rodriguez down here 2-0. To right center field over the shift, and that's in for a hit. Overrunning it is Castillo, but no further advance for Bour, who's on with a base hit to begin things here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, that was a well-placed little fly ball. It was a breaking ball, 2-0 breaking ball, end of the bat, just enough to flick it in there into right center field. Perfectly placed.
Right-hander up, Brian Morris now for Miami. Meanwhile, Bearclaw ends up striking out 4 batters in an inning and a third of work out of the bullpen. Cole Gillespie taking strike 1. Gillespie's been on twice, a walk and a double. Line to center field. That's in for a base hit. Up to second base goes Bour. The first 2 Marlins on base hits have reached here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Once again, a perfectly placed little, wouldn't call it a blooper, but he didn't really crush this ball. Ball's away from him, just serves it into center field. Bour can't go to third on that.
So 2 on, nobody out. JT Realmuto hit a triple, scored a run in the second inning, grounded out to shortstop in the third.
You think he'd get some stirring in the bullpen. About time. 2 on, nobody out. Robbie Ross Jr., I would assume. I think that's who it is.
It is Robbie Ross. It was his first toss out there in the pen. This one fouled off to the right, out of play. Cuckoo's up last inning, back up again. Two on, nobody out. 2-1. In the air, foul down the right field line, out of play.
Pretty good pitch right there. He pulled off of that changeup away.
H.B. Hood salutes the Red Sox Foundation for its commitment to 4,900 accredited charities throughout New England. Two balls, 2 strikes to Realmuto. Another foul off to the right, out of play.
Trying to throw that little backdoor breaking ball. You don't see that all that often with Erod. Trying to pick the outside corner. There's a ball. See what he wants to do here. 2-2.
be careful coming inside. There's a changeup down and away. Oh, he's coming in.
And it's foul back. Hangs at 2-2.
Once again, another slider, not a back door. Trying to throw a ball inside. Got to be careful with that.
On the ground and by the dive of Ortiz into right field. Moore coming around from second base. Throw coming plateward will be late. Up to second base goes Realmuto. Second and third now as the Marlins have recaptured the lead 5-4.
Boy, he got burnt right there. Realmuto with a triple the first time up, and he burns them right. Tries to go outside with a changeup. No, fastball up. And he shoots this ball right past Ortiz. Hit it solid enough to go right by him. He couldn't even go into his dive. I don't know if he should have knocked that down or something. Not a real good attempt by Ortiz.
Well, Willis, the pitching coach, coming out here. Second and third, a run in.
That's probably a play that normal first baseman makes. Not to get on Ortiz, but assuming you got to knock this ball down. It looks easier from here, but he kind of sprawls out for that ball. He's not the quickest guy in the league. It's not his fault.
Second and third with nobody out, and Ichiro here with the infield now in for Boston.
Can't really see that. He goes into the dive, doesn't even come close. Couldn't even get his glove there in time. I didn't think that was a rocket.
Ichiro again kind of jumping back and is ahead 2-0. Always looks like he is on the move. Somehow has kept his incredible balance over the years. Ahead 2-0. And a ground ball by Ortiz at first base. From third comes Gillespie. Realmuto will score. And Ichiro is thinking three. Throw goes in that direction. He will have three. Two more runs now for the Marlins. They take a 7-4 lead here in the sixth inning.
You know, he didn't get a 2-0 fastball. It's looking fastball. That's why he can yank it. And he yanks it once again by Ortiz. Not playing all the way back. That ball gets by him easily, and that's three for Ichiro. 2 RBIs on the play, and that's about it for Erod. A little late, slow into the dive.
Torey Lovullo to make the pitching change here. It is 7-4 now. The Marlins have the lead over Rodriguez and the Red Sox. straight hits, 3 runs here in the 6th inning off Eduardo Rodriguez. As he departs, into the game is Ryan Cook. 6th appearance of the year, combined numbers between Boston and Oakland. 2nd appearance with the Red Sox, and a pitch inside. So I had a good fastball last night, upwards of 95 miles an hour.
Kind of sneaky, a little deception in that little way he hooks his wrist when he goes, and a little kink in his delivery.
Infield in all the way around. Ichiro at third base, and a liner into center field for a hit. Ichiro will scamper home, and the Marlins take an 8-4 lead. Echeverria drives that in, and that run charged to Eduardo Rodriguez closes the book on Rodriguez, who is charged with 8 runs in 5+.
When you go into this game with Erod pitching, you think he's a special pitcher. You know, we still think he's special, but it goes back to him being on deck. Is he going to hit or not? You know, and then he did, and he punched out, and then he goes back out there and it's flat. You know, gives up 4 hits in a row. I mean, a couple balls weren't hit that hard, but still, I mean, he goes out and gives up 8, earned runs. It's just a horrible outing.
Casey McGee pinch hitting here in the pitcher's spot.
He's had some nuclear outings, you know.
And it's a day game again.
Right.
As you pointed out, day games have been a problem. Lead at first base for Echeverria. And a foul back to the screen, 0-2. They'll get immediate care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center first aid station behind Section 12 in the lower concourse. BIDMC is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox.
Red Sox have been horrible on the road, haven't they, since the break?
Yeah, it started with that 7 games.
Right.
Through Los Angeles and Houston. Throw to first, and back to the bag is Echeverria. Bobby Ross warming up in the pen. Red Sox overall on the road coming into this game at 23-35. So 12 games under 500 away from Fenway Park.
See that fastball snap in there. But this is a team that, you know, every Red Sox team plays well at home. I mean, for the most part. I mean, now you put yourself in such a hole, you got to play .750 baseball at home. It's unheard of.
Red Sox 27-28 at Fenway Park. Game under.
You're not going to win too many pennants playing .500 at home, that's for sure.
Runner goes as they keep the pressure on. No throw. And a stolen base for Echeverria.
Monster jump. He picked him clean on this. He was gone. No chance for Swihart.
So into scoring position. Still nobody out. 5 straight hits to begin this inning. 4 runs for the Marlins. McGee, the pinch hitter, will take strike 3. Let's grab another game break with Adam Pellerin. Adam. How about that? Thank you very much, Adam, for the update.
You did that Nomo game, right? Yeah,
my
your
first on
game.
Messin. As D. Gordon with a swing and a foul that gets a piece of Swihart. Last thing you need to do here is get Swihart hurt, as John Farrell saying before the game that Hannigan would be used on an emergency basis because the wrist still bothering him from being hit by a pitch, and you get Swihart getting nicked up here. It's the last thing they need.
It's the wrist that's bothering him, not where the elbow.
No, it's the elbow where he got hit,
right.
But it's kind of his entire arm that is not feeling great.
Okay.
Weekend series against the Tigers. Elmo threw 2 no-hitters, correct?
Yeah, one with the Dodgers,
Yep,
right, in Colorado. Right.
And the other one, of course, at Camden Yards in Baltimore in his first game in a Red Sox uniform.
It's all downhill from there, right? I mean,
on the ground towards shortstop. Bogarts looks to third, goes to better hurry up. Throw to first, not in time. His look to third becomes costly as Gordon's got too much speed and reaches as Echeverria takes third.
big mistake there by Bogarts. You don't see this very often. You see him take a peek and double pumps, and this guy can run, and he's safe easy. And that's a base hit. Should have been an out.
And the second hit for Gordon. He got the scoring started with a home run back in the first inning. Now on and an infield hit. And we'll see the 8th member of the Marlins to bat here in the 6th inning. Martin Prado. He is grounded out to first, flied out to center, grounded out to third base. Runner goes at first, and no throw. Nobody covering, and the decision to let him go.
You know, what are you going to do? I mean, no one moves, no one budges. Everybody stays in place, given the base.
So in standing when D. Gordon, second and third with one out. Infield in for Boston, now trailing by 4 runs. And the fastballs from Cook. Infield in, the outfield playing for Prado to go the other way. Painful to watch for John Farrell, figuratively and literally. And the hernia surgery on Monday in Detroit. And could not sit through the game last night, but to here today for the finale. Not making the pitching changes. Torey Lovello handled that as the pitch in there for a strike. 2-2. On the ground, infield in, and by the dive of Holt into right field. From third comes Echeverria. D. Gordon will stop at third as the Marlins up their lead to 9-4.
And that's what can happen when you play the infield in like that. Doesn't really hit this ball all that hard. Chops it the other way. Holt has no angle on this ball. He can't get there. Sort of a gimme RBI. Just make contact. Chop it the other way. D. Gordon doesn't score from second. But it's like this hit parade. That's a big play by Bogarts, not getting an out either in this inning.
7 hits in the inning by the Marlins. Derek Dietrich, the batter. First run that has been charged to Ryan Cook. First 8 charged to Eduardo Rodriguez. It's D at third. Prado at first. Still 1 out in the inning. And into right field for a base hit for Dietrich. From third comes D. Gordon. And the Marlins making an even 10 on top, 10-4. And a huge 6th inning for Miami.
They can't stop the Marlins. It's a little hit parade. Everybody's yanking. Weak ground balls. You've seen it all this inning. A lot of left-handed pull hitters doing their thing.
Bello headed back out there again. They've had Robbie Ross Jr. in the pen. The Marlins have a 10-4 lead. The pitching change from Miami. Up for the summer, 50,000. Follow Nesson today at Instagram.com/Nesson. Fly ball on the first pitch offered up by Robbie Ross to right. Castillo coming in, and he will make the catch. The Brock Holt going out. That's it back into the infield. That's out number 2 as Justin Moore retired. Now Ross comes in, third arm used today. 35th appearance, 0-1 with a 3.89 earned run average. 36 strikeouts, 16 walks. Opponents sitting at 251 against Ross. Comes in with runners at first and second. Now 2 down. And Ryan Cook responsible for those runners. Third pitcher of the inning. Eduardo Rodriguez started the inning. Ends up going 5+, 9 hits, 8 runs. Walked a batter, struck out 2. Cole Gillespie now the batter. He has been on base 3 times today. A walk, a double, and a single. Double-barreled action for Miami. Morris and Narveson. Marlins now on top by 6, 10-4. Gillespie chops one left side, deep in the hole. Bogarts' his throw to second will be late. Everybody's safe. Third hit of the day for Gillespie.
It's another nicely placed ground ball between third and short. Sandoval can't get to it. Trying to get a force out at second base. Takes too long to develop. Safe easy at second.
Otto now at third base. Dietrich at second base. Gillespie at first with 2 down here in the Marlins 6th inning.
9 hits.
Most they've had in an inning this year is 10. That was back on July 11th against Cincinnati. Here's a drive to left. Back goes Bradley at the wall. That ball is gone. And a grand slam for JT Realmuto. Puts the Marlins on top 14-4.
Oh my goodness. Looks like a hanging breaking ball slammage. Realmuto, this kid looks like a pretty good player. Especially when you hit a slam. You always look good. Breaking ball, see ya. Ooh. And that's a feat in this ballpark, hitting one out.
First career grand slam. This game was tied coming into this inning.
This is what you call nuclear piece.
10 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A ground ball to short. Bogarts' his throw will be in time and mercifully puts an end to this inning. 14-4 Marlins. Hanley Ramirez Marlins career ranks, and I think you can make an argument that he's one of the top 4 Marlins ever.
Absolutely.
4th in games, 2nd in average, 3rd in home runs, 4th in RBIs, 2nd in runs. And this time here, last time the Red Sox were here, he was playing third base with Jose Reyes at shortstop at the time. 14-4. The Marlins now have the lead as we head to the 7th inning. And Mookie Betts leading it off against the new pitcher for Miami, Chris Narveson, into the game. 3rd appearance, not giving up a run in 4 1/3 innings. 4 Ks, no walks. Opponents hitting at 143 against him. Bearclaw now the pitcher of record for the Marlins, went an inning and a third. Allowed 1 hit, no runs. He walked 2, 1 intentionally, and struck out 4 batters.
You don't see too many innings like that in the big leagues. Sometimes there'd be walks or something, but all hits. Not that everyone was stroked.
10 runs on 10 hits. Fly ball down the third base line. Prado, Echeverria, and it is Prado, I think, who made the catch. It is. Echeverria also tried to make the catch to kind of collide, but Prado makes the grab, the first out of the inning.
Echeverria almost gets in the way. Prado's got this thing all lined up. Thought he was closer to the wall than he was, but still a nice play with somebody irritating you in the back end.
One down here in the 7th. Rockhold singled in the 1st inning, struck out swinging in the 3rd, singled in the 5th. Red Sox got down in this game 4-1, but came back to tie it up 4-4. Would have Miami scored 10 times in the bottom of the 6th inning. Narveson falling behind 3-1.
A 10-game homestand coming up, isn't it? A long one.
Starts with Seattle. It's the last thing Marlins want to do here. A walk by Narveson with 1 out and this big lead now. You got the Mariners coming in for 3. The Cleveland Indians will be in for 3. And Kansas City for 4 before the Red Sox head back out to take on the White Sox. Look at that homestand for the Red Sox begins Friday night, 7 p.m. Play day baseball on Saturday and Sunday. The Tribe will be in Monday through Wednesday. And the first place Kansas City Royals for 4. Red Sox heading out to Chicago to play the White Sox, and they'll go to Citi Field for the first time in a few years to take on the Mets.
That'll be interesting.
Yes. That's holding on to a first place lead in the National League East by 2.5 games right now over Washington.
I wonder if the Mets can hang on. You know, that pitching is just as good as it gets, that rotation. They got Cespedes. They needed a bat desperately. I don't know if David Wright's ever going to make it back.
Luke foul off to the right, out of play. What happened to the Nationals?
Combination of things, but I think that Strasburg's coming back. Not that that's a big deal, but they haven't really swung the bats very well at all this year. You'd think that pitching was going to be a slam dunk. It just hasn't been. Scherzer and company.
Bogarts with an off-balance swing, strikes out for the second out here of the 7th inning. Well, Saturday on Dining Playbook, Billy Costa and Jenny Johnson visit a vineyard in Little Compton, Rhode Island. Plus here from Red Sox pitcher Joe Kelly. All that and more Saturday morning at 9 on Dining Playbook. A lot of people talking about Joe Kelly maybe being the closer for the Red Sox moving forward. Is that something you think makes sense?
He didn't sound too keen on it.
No,
huh? Did
not
he?
at all.
He said it bothered his arm when he used to do it, which happened was in college, wasn't it?
Yes, wasn't at the major league level.
That doesn't tell me he's real interested in doing it anytime soon.
Has the fastball to do it.
Sure he does. I mean, if you have your druthers, you want to be a starting pitcher. I mean, that's what you want to be until they tell you otherwise. And they're going to have to tell him otherwise.
1-0 pitch driven to deep right for Big Papi, and this one is gone. Goes deep for the second time today. His 25th home run of the year. Red Sox get 2 back. Big Papi with 491 of them now.
Boy, he's eyeing that number 500. He's taking a run at it. Now he snaps this ball right out of the ballpark. Another left-handed pitcher he takes deep. This didn't take long. Fastball down and in. Uh-oh. Line drive gone.
Lefties are not a problem for David Ortiz lately. First multi-home run game of the season for Big Papi.
Well, he's got to be climbing up that list. Multi-home run game for the Red Sox.
48th career multi-home run game for him. Sitting at 491. And there's a pitch in there for a strike now to Rusney Castillo.
Less than 50 games left on this season, right? 9 is asking a lot the last 50 games. Possible.
One pitch grounded up the middle. Echeverria ranging and gets rid of it in a hurry to end the inning. 2-run home run for David Ortiz. 14-6 Miami. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Infinity. Visit your local Boston area Infinity retailer for a test drive today. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years. And by your local Subaru dealers. Well, it is 14-6 as the Miami Marlins have the lead. Let's take a look at the Toyota play of the game. Realmuto with a grand slam. Gives the Marlins the 14-4 lead at the time.
Put the dagger into that inning is bad enough to begin with, let alone put 4 more on.
Today's game summary brought to you by Xfinity. Eduardo Rodriguez on the hook. Gives up 8 earned runs in 5+. Been a big day for Big Papi. 3 for 3, 2 home runs. Conley not part of the decision. He went 4 2/3, giving up 4 earned runs. Realmuto 3 for 4 with a grand slam you just saw. 7th home run of the year and a 6 RBI day. David Ortiz coming out of the game as Travis Shaw takes over at first base, as he did in last night's game. And Robbie Ross back on the mound again. We got the final 2 outs of the 6th inning. Danny Echeverria, 279 average coming in.
Glad we don't have to say Echeverria anymore, huh?
Considering it is Echeverria, yes.
I'm
all
sorry.
Day. No, I just did it myself.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll do it 5-6 more times.
That's a tough one, man. You have to pause before you say his name.
Well, you got to get rid of the H first of all. Yeah.
Right.
Echeverria. Yes.
Forget the H.
Forget the H is out.
I want to forget the name.
Echeverria has 2 hits in the game, 2 for 3. And a pitch in there for strike 1 from Robbie Ross. Tennis today, 26,041. And 31 here last night. This one fouled back to the screen. And 26,041 attendance today. So 8 runs charged to Rodriguez, 4 charged to Cook in a third, and 2 to Ross. Second 10-run inning in franchise history for the Miami Marlins. Going to go back to 2009 at Arizona. Echeverria fouling it off to the right, out of play.
They don't play that bad really at home. They're only under a couple of games under 500. On the road, they're 20 games under.
Swing and a miss, and Echeverria strikes out. First strikeout for Ross of his outing. A Sunday on a food-themed episode of Nesson Clubhouse. Gary tries out some world-famous Cincinnati Skyline chili. He gets some toothbrushing tips, and I take the hot seat on small talk for the first time. Catch it all on Nesson Clubhouse Sunday at noon, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. I'm guessing that was the sprinkler.
Yep.
Hi. Interpretation of the sprinkler. One down here in the 7th.
Seemed pretty clear to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Iverson, the pitcher, batting for himself here. Outfield straight away on the pitcher. Swing and a miss, and Narveson strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ross. 2 down here in the 7th inning. I'm going to bring up D. Gordon, who really kind of set the tone initially today for the Marlins with his home run in the bottom of the 1st inning.
I know it's only a 2-game series, but he has looked so impressive.
Good player, came into this game hitting .326.
You gotta like their combination. Echeverria and D. Gordon. I mean, that's a nice combination.
Fly ball lifted foul off to the left, out of play.
Leadoff home run today. He hasn't done that very often in his life. Be surprised if he did it more than once.
What did you see or not see from Eduardo Rodriguez today?
Well, he was obviously flat when he came out in the 6th inning, but he had a bad 2nd inning too, and then he got on a little roll, but just not as impressive as we saw. These, you know, you see it here and there. Velocity, if you're looking at velocity, it's on and off. You know, 92 sometimes, and they'll tune it up.
But it's his secondary stuff, and it's command. Ultimately, all the time it comes down to is command. Makes too many mistakes. I mean, the inconsistency more than anything else, even from start to start. But he always finds a way to come back, right? He has a bad start, and then the next time out, like we said, we've never lost 2 in a row. He has now, but I meant he usually comes back. The last game he threw good against the Yankees, but it's lessons learned.
Prado with a base hit into left field. Moving up to second is D. Gordon. And Marlins making some noise here with 2 outs in the 7th inning after Ross struck out back-to-back batters. Now back-to-back base hits for Miami.
They don't want to leave this place. They're going to St. Louis after this game. They're swinging the bats as good as you could swing them in a game today.
Derek Dietrich coming up and a single to right field. His last time up, he was part of the 10-run, 10-hit 6th inning for Miami.
You know, this game just goes into the piling on with the Red Sox. You know, whether it's the bullpen or the pitching staff. I mean, there's so many things going on right now. It's a difficult place to be right now for the Red Sox going forward.
This will get off the glove of Swihart, and everybody will move up. Gordon to third, Prado to second base.
This pass ball? No, I mean, that's a wild pitch.
You charge him with a pass ball.
That's a pass ball. You're supposed to be able to snatch that ball. It's way out of the strike zone. You think about it.
Yeah.
That's tough to catch if you got to catch that. You never expect that.
25th pitch coming up here for Ross in relief. Dietrich 1 for 4 today with an RBI single. That one by him at 93. Justin Bour waiting on deck. And a swing and a miss. Dietrich strikes out. Ross ends up striking out the side. Let's take a look at the updated Red Sox box score. Miami on top of Boston. Pablo Sandoval leading it off and taking ball one from Chris Narveson. Sandoval has grounded into a double play and walked each of the last two times he has been up. Jumps ahead here 2-0. Tommy Lane warming in the Red Sox pen. Already seen Ryan Cook and Robbie Ross in the game in relief of Eduardo Rodriguez. Swihart, then Bradley Jr. expected to bat here in the 8th.
He walks, and this is historic.
On the corner, as Pablo thought he had ball 4. Swing and a miss. Comes back to strike out Sandoval. Second strikeout for Narveson since coming into the game. Well, as promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Use hashtag NESN Data Strong fan and just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Tweet your photos now. Brought to you by T-Mobile. One out in the 8th inning, and it brings up Blake Swihart. Swihart with an infield hit in the 2nd inning. Popped out to second base in the 4th. Struck out swinging in the 6th inning. Five pitches now for Narveson since coming into the game out of the pen. And Ellington not seen, warming in the pen. Swihart tried to hold up. It goes around and strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Narveson. 2 down here in the 8th.
Makes him look batting the ball away. Kind of reaches out over. Looking for a ball inside. Can't reach that.
2 down in the inning for Jackie Bradley Jr. 1 for 3 today. And a single back in the 5th inning. He struck out twice. In there for a strike. 1-1. Josh Rutledge has come out on deck for Boston. Did he go? No, says Paul Emmel, third base umpire. Ten strikeouts today for Marlins pitching. Combined effort, Adam Conley, Kyle Bearclaw, and Chris Narveson. Chuck Hernandez, the pitching coach. 3-1. That's called a strike right at the bottom of the zone. On the ground up the middle as D. Gordon rounds behind it. His off-balance throw is just in time. This play by D. Gordon as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Kuman. All kids in attendance will receive a free lunchbox. Visit redsox.com/promos for more information and purchase your tickets now. Red Sox trailing 14-6 into the bottom of the 8th inning. And the new pitcher for the Red Sox, Tommy Lane, 4th of the day. 42nd appearance, 0-1 with a 3.78 earned run average. Opponents hitting at 248 against Lane.
He'd love to get a good inning in after last night, coming in, giving up 2 walks.
One of those walks was to Ichiro. He came around to score. Out in by Agondo. Run charge to Lane. Red Sox shifting on the right side. Rockhold, short right field. And falling behind 3-0. And he walks the first batter that he faces in the game today. 2 walks yesterday and a 3rd walk right now.
Not an easy thing to come into a game like this.
Friday at 6, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Look at the relationship between Stephen Wright and Sox legend Tim Wakefield. Be sure to tune in Friday at 6. Lead-off walk here. Cole Gillespie, the batter. Gillespie's had a good day. 3 hits and a walk, but on base 4 times. There's Realmuto. Grand slam his last time up. On the ground up the middle, diving is Holt. He'll flip to second for 1, and the throw to first not in time. Nice play by Brock Holt to lay it out to get that lead runner.
It's a nice play in a game like this. 14-6, lays out. Ball hits so hard. It's a tough turn for Bogey right there.
One out, 1 on. Here is Realmuto. 3 for 4 in the ball game. Fly ball down the right field line towards the corner, and that will land foul.
All he needs is a base hit, huh?
Actually, they only gave him credit for a single. He needs a double. They gave him a single and on the throw, second base, earlier in the ball game. Needs a double for the cycle. As he takes a pitch for a strike. The Marlins and the Padres, the only teams in Major League Baseball who never had a cycle.
Padres been around since 1969
without a cycle.
Right. The Mets hadn't had a no-hitter until Santana, and that was a long time, since '62.
First Marlins player with 5 RBIs in 1 inning. As he takes a pitch inside. Total of 6 in this game for the catcher for the Marlins. Big day. Two. Only catcher with more RBIs in a game against the Red Sox, Yogi Berra.
Whoa.
At 8 in 1957.
Man.
Payoff pitch. And a swing and a miss. Not this time. He strikes out. Second out here of the 8th. Well, Friday at 6:30. Don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. DC, Jim Rice and Tim Wakefield will preview the Sox next series against the Mariners. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? What? No Eck? You're taking time off?
Time out.
You're not going to be there on Friday? Jim Rice and Tim Wakefield.
No Steve Lyons?
How about that?
How about that? That's historic, too.
Yeah. Ichiro batting here for the 5th time today. Single, a double. It's also popped out, grounded out.
That triple was a huge hit in this game.
Three RBIs for Ichiro, who takes a pitch outside.
Somebody's going to have to give him a chance for him to get 3,000 hits. What, he's like 95, whatever, a little short of 100 of 3,000.
Takes a strike at the bottom of the zone. Yeah, 2,911 now. One fouled off to the left, out of play.
Plays the rest of the year. Where he get maybe 30 hits, whatever. He'd be 50, 60 short.
Doable.
Doable.
Think of all those years with 200 hits.
I mean, like, what, 260? Crazy. Didn't walk a lot, obviously, to get that many hits. Leading off.
Two pitch. Ichiro getting a piece, fouling it off. You watch him in batting practice, and he hit some home runs during batting practice. He had power all along.
Every time I see him, he's stretching, isn't he? He's a stretch machine.
Loves to stretch.
Loves to stretch. I want to get up and stretch when I see him.
10 straight years of 200 plus hits. Slaps it foul off to the left, out of play. These are in the first 10 seasons of his career up to the major leagues in 2001.
Didn't Boggs had several years in a row, wasn't it? I think I'm thinking 8 maybe, something like that.
Runner at first, 2 down. Count of 2-2. And that's just going to miss. Yeah, 7 total for Wade Boggs.
Well, that's 7. Once you get into your 40s, you can't stop moving, right? Just keep moving.
You have to stretch. Payoff pitches, strike 3. Ichiro didn't like the call as it picks up the outside corner. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Flamingos in Miami as we play into the 9th inning. Marlins have a 14-6 lead. And their battery now entirely for the Marlins. Tomas Tellis taking over in behind the dish. And now working with Brian Ellington, the new pitcher, into his 5th appearance. Got a record of 3.86 earned run average, 3 strikeouts to 1 walk. And opponents hitting at .300 against Ellington. Alejandro De Aza pinch hitting here to begin things in the 9th inning. Chris Narveson went 2 innings, giving up 1 hit, 2 runs on the 2-run home run by David Ortiz. David's 2nd home run of the day. Narveson walked a batter, struck out 3. 10 strikeouts for Marlins pitching today as De Aza takes a strike. Tried to hold up but goes around.
For a tough place to hit home runs, you've seen some home runs today. Leadoff home run by D. Gordon, a couple home runs by Ortiz, grand slam by the catcher. A lot of hits.
10 for the Red Sox, 17 for the Marlins as De Aza carves that foul to the screen. D. Gordon got it all started today with his solo shot in the 1st inning. Two and two. Romuto coming out of the game as Tillis now taking over and behind the dish. His grand slam, 6 RBI day. Foul down the left field line, out of play.
We've seen Castillo get most of the playing time recently, right? In right field. Haven't seen De Aza.
Well, the combination of Bradley, Betts,
left-handed pitching,
back-to-back days. Two-two pitch. A little bit low for ball 3. First time Ellington has faced Boston in his career. Called up from AAA New Orleans on Monday.
You got a shuttle going back and forth from there, huh?
Yes, they do. '16th round pick by the Marlins in 2012. Ellington's a guy who began this year at AA Jacksonville in the pen. Fly ball foul again off to the left, and a 10th pitch coming up here for De Aza. And a liner foul. Hot shot.
That hit about 4 or 5 people on the way.
Payoff pitch again to De Aza, the 11th pitch of the at-bat. And he lines it into left field. Dietrich over to play it as De Aza's headed for second base. Throw will be cut off. And what an at bat there by Diaz. Fouled off a bunch and gets himself a double to begin things in the ninth.
That's a big league at bat right there. What did you say, 12 pitches? Look at all that. Ends up hitting a dart the other way over the outstretched arms of Prado. Stand up double.
So a pinch hit double to begin things here in the ninth. Here is Mookie Betts. 0 for 4 in the ball game from the top spot in the order. Popping out to second twice, flying out to right, last time up fouling out to the third baseman. Cole waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the ninth. In the air to shallow right, bringing Ichiro in for the first out of the ninth inning. Have a son or daughter who wants to learn more about baseball or the Red Sox? Visit NESSONClubhouse.com. Has videos, games, and a whole lot more. It's fun, free, and easy to use. Visit NESSONClubhouse.com today. One out, runner at second base, and it brings up Brock Holt. Single to center in the first, struck out in the third. Single to left in the fifth, and a walk in the seventh. So on base 3 times in this game. Out of the way of a 96-mile-an-hour fastball headed down. 2-0. Goes hard, but looks like control is a bit of a problem.
You see kids nowadays jump up from A ball to the big leagues. Sometimes it's a quick trip to the big leagues.
Picks up the corner.
You're going to get somebody's attention when you throw 97. Problem when you throw 97, it's hard to paint, you know, and you see one there.
Fouled off, and it is now 2-2. Took a little off there at 95. Xander Bogaerts on deck. 1 out. Runner at second base here in the ninth inning. Big inning in this one. The 6th inning when the Marlins scored 10 times. Well, jumping back out of the way. Full count. Spot in the 6th inning on 10 hits. Outside for ball 4, and Brock Holt down to first base. A 1-out walk. Two on, 1 away, and that'll bring up Xander Bogaerts. Been on twice today, single and a double. He's driven in a run.
Seems like he gets 2 hits every night. And the average seems to stay there.
Came into the game hitting at .313, now at .314.
Got so many at bats, it's hard to go up.
Sprays one foul off to the right, out of play. And 420 at bats now for Xander Bogaerts. So the ball 1-1. Red Sox trailed 4-1 in this game. They tied it up 4-4. Marlins right now on top 14-6 with one out, runners at first and second. Sander fouls it back, 1-2. Piazza at second base, Holt at first base. Two and two. And backing out was Bogart. Well, that was weird.
And he gave him timeout.
He did give him timeout, granting him timeout, and trying to stop himself at the same time was Ellington.
This is ugly right here.
Fifth pitch for Ellington of the inning is a 2-2. And a swing and a miss, strikes out Xander Bogaerts, second out of the ninth.
This kid's got a good fastball. We've seen it. Had a hard time getting his breaking ball over, but
Travis Shaw's first at bat, took over defensively for David Ortiz. So did .297 with 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. That's with Diaz at second base, Holt at first, 2 away. And it takes strike one. This is the 5th career major league stint all this year for Travis Shaw. You talk about going up and down. Breaking ball there, gets over for a strike, and it's 0-2.
He's made the most out of his most recent call-up, that's for sure.
The Marlins fans to their feet here at Marlins Park with 2 outs, runners at first and second here in the ninth. Shaw strikes out, and the Marlins win it. Red Sox strand a pair. A 10-run 6th inning for Miami. And a huge game for Real Muto. 6 RBIs, a grand slam. Red Sox get 2 home runs today from David Ortiz, but it's not enough as the Marlins win it 14-6. Now hitting the Red Sox 17-11. And Adam Peller, this is not the way the Red Sox wanted to end the trip.